after that communication from the police was read in plenary, he said, I understand that by a communication to the House of Representatives Majority Bloc, the Liberian National Police has invited me and others to assist in the investigation of the fire incident. Since the unfortunate occurrence of this event, I've consistently cooperated and ensured the cooperation of all persons under my employ. I must reiterate that I am and remain absolutely innocent of any involvement in this event. I again encourage the authorities to seek international partners' assistance to ensure fair and impartial investigation. Sir, will you submit yourself for the investigation? You did not say so. We must give the judicial process the chance to work. We must give the legal process the chance to go on. We've done the political fight up Capitol Hill, and we have not come to the conclusion. Hope you get it very well. We've not come to the conclusion as to whether we agree with the police that it was arson, or we agree that it was electrical shock or somebody attacked the building. No, that's not our thing. We await the final conclusion, or we await the conclusion of the investigation. And with the facts available that this happened, this did not happen, then we make a final analysis. But as it is right now, we need to give the investigation a chance to flow. Let the investigators do the work. And in his last paragraph, he said, I again encourage the authorities to seek international partners' assistance to ensure fair and impartial investigation. Oh, yes. For me, I think so. That we should have some experts involved, international experts that are schooled in this kind of an investigation to aid in the process. If it is somebody who did it, that person, or if group of people did it, they must face the full weight of the law. If those people who have been accused are innocent, they should have the days in court. And what the law is should be what the law is. I was telling somebody yesterday that the reason for which you see a whole lot of things are ongoing, and sometimes there's no conclusion, sometimes people are leaving the logical part of it and putting politics into it, is that because we have not really been able to be strong or be stronger with our judicial process. And people think at certain level they can interfere. People think at certain level they can interfere. They think at certain level they can absolutely interfere into what is going to be happening. But we need to give the process a chance to do it to a logical conclusion, because if the people do not do what they're supposed to do to make, for better things to happen, to have a better conclusion or reach a better conclusion, so that we know what exactly happened and we politicize it. Whenever another government comes, people might politicize whatever that will happen. And we keep moving in cycle. Did somebody put the building on fire? We do not know. Was it an arson attack on the building? We do not know. We await the judicial process to be done logically. We await that process to be done logically. We are awaiting that process to be done logically. So that whatever the outcome will be, we all can trust whatever the outcome is going to be. We all can trust whatever outcome we will have. But when people start to say, oh, we will resist, we will do this, we will do that, then we are headed for trouble. We are headed for trouble. And I want to speak to the consciences of our friends our fellow citizens from the CDC. Let us give the investigation a chance. So, since they shouldn't arrest anybody, since they shouldn't get anybody from the CDC involved into the investigation, should we forget about the investigation? Is that what we're hearing? Should we just let it be? I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so, that we should just let it be. Because if we just let it be, we might have problem in the end analysis. So we will talk to Dr. Emmanuel Yakpawolo. We are trying to get to him to see if we can speak with him. He's in London. He's in London. And representing Liberia there. He's there with a few other Liberians, I think 2 or 3 of them, and they are attending. They are attending the Forest Governance Stakeholders Forum. And Dr. Ure will speak to us about the importance of this, what benefit will Liberia include, and why is it important matter. So as soon as we get signal from our producer, Dr. Ure Yakpawolo will be on our stream. For those of you on Facebook, the new technology will allow you to see Dr. Ure Yakpawolo as he speaks from London. Yes, that's what we can do at OKFM. So yeah, we let's give the investigation a chance to flow, to move on. So in another news, in another ongoing investigation, is it on now? In another ongoing investigation. So we understand Dr. Emmanuel Yuri Yakpawolo is supposed to be on now. So we will speak with him from London, where he is. So Dr. Yuri Yakpawolo is right here on our screen. Dr. Yuri, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I know you are in London. Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the show.
Good afternoon to you, Trokon. Good afternoon to your...
Okay.
I'm getting some feedback from me to add to or something.
Okay. Great to hear from you. Are you getting me much better? You are coming broken.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
But the echo when I speak, the echo that come back to me.
Okay, we are sorry for that. Our technicians are working on that, and we will have it done better very quickly. But Yakpawolo, you are in London, where you and 3 other Liberians are attending the Forest Governance Stakeholders Forum. What is it, by the way?
So the governance market and stakeholder forum is organized on folks from London. The intention really how to be able to how to produce, we are producing, how to produce it sustainably, and how they can hold on the market like the EU, the American, they are the off-taker, how they purchase it with a better price because it produces much more sustainable. That's why we do here. Thing yesterday the first child had a whole day event, and we did the first today. Yesterday was good. We went through the whole process. The previous one they have had trying to introduce you. This morning, we opportunity to meet with the UK government, and the question was, what are the priorities of Liberia? And then we spoke to them about the priorities of we have the arrest agenda includes 5 years national that when it is implemented, the plan hope to make Liberia a gold country by 2030. The plan is costing $8 billion. So we have like a plan. We do our development plan. This is the go-to document for anyone who wants to help Liberia. Use the arrest agenda. Pillar 5 of the arrest agenda also talks about environmental sustainability. So we at the EPA we have done and those short analysis will work out for the EPA. So right now we have developed a 5-year strategic plan for EPA, and that plan is costing about $2 million. They will contribute about almost half of that. Getting donors to be able to contribute. That plan will be launched on the 30th of January at the Casa 9 a.m. We also put in about that plan. So that's another plan that they look at in terms of how to support Liberia. We also advise to the US, the UK government that Liberia is vying for the United non-permanent position 2026 to 27, and we ask for their support. On all counts, we got a very good feedback. They promise to help us. This is the UN for Liberia, and the ISO to send their recommended as well as the EPA structure. All those plans to them, we'll start to make distinction follow up. So our team has been very good when it comes to words, what are from Brazil, what are new Papua Guinea, China, and just of course from Ghana as well as other countries. Our time here, I've been very, it was good here. I'm here with the board chair of the former authority, Mr. Philip Parker, has been doing stuff with here, as well as the former here, Mr. Harrison Conway, who is here as well. Sal Zako is here, representing for civil society. As well as Otavio Squad, formerly UNFAO. We also have another lawyer. So, but our team have been working very I'm very happy to speak to you at this time.
Okay, W, we are getting some little bit of connectivity problem, but we are getting you. As Liberia sit over there, when I say Liberia, you are representing a country, and knowing that Liberia is among countries in the West African sub-region with one of the highest forests and everything. And I mean, what are we telling the rest of the world about, you were mentioning the arrest agenda and what the plans in the next 5-year holds? What specifically are we telling the rest of the world about Liberia richness in forest and what we have?
We are what do we this up? That Liberia currently hosts more than 40% of the remaining forest. And so in terms of forest we want Liberia to benefit sustainably. That's the reason why National Secretariat is within the we are developing the national policy climate board at the base. We clearly emphasize to them that we need substantial from to prioritize the rest. The two key impediments to development like rural connectivity, as our president far as electricity, those are any constraints. And those are substantially addressed. So the administration of the we are here emphasizing to these areas are key to unlock potential for the area. So looking for an item to have this rich biodiversity is a need for the country to benefit so that the country alleviates poverty and help to implement. So those are some of the points where folks they are understanding, they appreciate our being here. They have a lot of questions that we are here as our first stand for community. So there is a need like from that. We also know that in this came Mr. Philip Parker about timber production. That it is important we have product here. I mean, we can get it as law, but we can finish law like there and use different culture to create jobs like our young people, many of them are not. So we are learning about that. And so we are here advocating adopt different levels so that our behavior will benefit the country in a more fast. Trokon, are you here?
Yeah, Dr. Yue, thank you. We struggle a little bit due to the internet connectivity back home, but we got most of what you said. Thanks, Dr. Yue, and we are hoping again. How long are you there for?
I'll be coming. I'm here only for the weekend. Yes.
Okay.
So that I'll be able to attend the state of the president is addressing the nation. But I'll be there and be seated as we're going to listen to what on the last year has been very. We've done a lot of work, so we'll be there to listen to the president. And president to talk about the also there's agenda to forward the expectation of the Nigerian people. Witness it.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Yue, for joining us. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for OKFM. Thank you.
Dr. Emmanuel Yue Yakpawulo, we had some very tough challenge with the internet, so it was nearly impossible to get almost all of what he was saying. But he was talking about the ongoing forest governance stakeholder forum in London, and country like Liberia and others in the Gulf of Guinea holding some of the very largest loan of Africa in the world, what we stand to benefit. You know, almost all of these conversations surrounding forest, biodiversity, and all of those are geared towards a climate solution. So they are there in London. He's heading that team. On that team is the board chair of the Forestry Development Authority, Philip Parker. Harrison Kanwe there is representing the private sector, and of course, Silas Siakor from the RDH. They are all there representing Liberia, and he's going to be back during the weekend. Apparently tomorrow or Sunday he's going to be here, because according to him he has to attend the State of the Nation address on Monday by the president of Liberia. So we had the line. Unfortunately, the internet could not permit us to get almost all of what he was saying, but as the time continues with these new technologies, we know that there will be improvement in our internet connectivity back home, so that people get the requisite information from officials and others who are out of the country whenever we called upon them to have some of these conversations. So before we could get to Dr. Yuri, we were talking about unfoldings of Capitol Hill and also having detailed conversation on the investigation and how people should cooperate as the investigation goes on. So We need to give them a chance, give them the benefit of the doubt. From our indication, we cannot sit down and just say this is what happened to the Capitol, that's what happened. It's impossible. So we need to give some consideration to the ongoing investigation. Quickly, before we take few calls, and then Madlias Sharif will come in. Mr. President, as you clock exactly 1 year on day before yesterday, January 22nd, I was checking back from January 22nd, 2024 to January 22nd, 2025, from your inauguration to the inaugural anniversary that made you a year in office. And looking back at some of the successes, some of the challenges the regime has encountered, some of the missteps, and I was thinking about how you will intend to make the government more effective and more stronger the second year in your regime than what it was in the first year. So in the first year, you target roads. Under the 100 days deliverable, roads were pliable, except the rain season came and it became very deplorable, and then all of us started crying again. Now the dry season is here with no rehabilitation works have started, and some pavement work are ongoing. If you came to Monrovia, potholes in the city have been dealt with. Some very terrible spots are also been reconditioned. If you came around the Gibson School down bypass coming down to the gas station there, they've done Duncan gas station. They've done some very pretty good job there. Benson and bypass intersection, they've done some very pretty good job. If you came at the back of public works, some good job has been done, and all over the place. The Freeport of Monrovia, the road there, starting from I think the Freeport to St. Paul Bridge, there's some pretty good job ongoing. And we understand the Japanese are supposed to take it from the Freeport of Monrovia to the Gabriel Tucker Bridge. All of these are ongoing. They started during the first year. But Mr. President, there were some of the things you're supposed to do, or you said you were going to do, that did not really happen. I am reminding you about ultimatums you gave. I am reminding you about how dozens of public officials failed to declare their asset. You, Mr. President, will come and speak, give them ultimatum. The LSCC will do the same. They will say hell no to the LSCC and continue going on. And we do not know where are we with the asset declaration regime and how far we've gone. The LSCC is yet to give us an update. And as a president who claimed to have come to fight corruption to the fullest, those are the steps that lead to the effective fight against corruption. If your officials are in power, or if your officials are taking power, Mr. President, and they declare their asset in keeping with law, their asset, income, and liabilities in keeping with law, then we know what to say. If the government is living and how people were acquired what they acquired in the year to serve or in the term to serve. But imagine you as the president, you declared your asset. Your vice president did. The speaker, impartial speaker, the speaker then did. The impartial speaker did. Normally Kanka Lawrence, the pro tempore did. Other lawmakers followed suit. Other ministers followed suit. People at the judiciary, some of them did same. Mr. President, there are other people right under your nose who have said categorically clear in their action that they will not declare asset. And you agreed for them not to declare their asset. Because if you do not agree as the president, especially for people that you appointed, you will take action against them. But some have not declared their asset. We do not know that because the LOCC has not come up with any update as to whether all of the people that are required to declare their asset have done so over the last 12 consecutive months since you became president and appointed them. They've refused to do so. Yet, Mr. President, you claim to be fighting corruption. And I know on Monday, in that speech, there will be progress report about the fight against corruption. But what about the people that you appointed? The first step or one of the first steps towards curbing corruption in the society is not done. People are defying your authority as the president. You said declare asset. They say hell no, Mr. President, we will not declare asset. And they say so right in your face. By their action, they may not say it in the way I'm saying it plain, but their action tells it all. That you've gone on to give them ultimatum, there are still people who have not declared the asset. It is dangerous. When the people stood under the rain, under the sun to campaign, to vote, when they rejected Mr. George Weah and said, you be the president, they did not vote the ministers you have in power today. They did not vote the directors. They did not vote some of the people who are turning up to be the more powerful people in your regime. They voted you, Joseph Boakai, and Jeremiah Kun on that ticket on that fateful day, knowing that you will steer the affairs of the country in the right and proper direction. Today, the government ministers, some of them government appointees, have refused to declare their asset. Yet, Mr. President, you've taken absolutely no action. We are reminding you, because this country belongs to all of us, and it is our duty to remind you, because there are certain things they will do, they would not want you to hear. But we are here, and we'll let you know, Mr. President, that they have not, some of them have not declared their asset. We are saying that because the LSCC has made no mention of that. Not even the president who gave the ultimatum has come back to us to say, all right, since my people didn't declare their asset and the ultimatum finished, we will deal with it. All of my people have declared their assets since the ultimatum was given. That legislature, the legislators, who should be law-abiding people, who have also refused to declare their asset. What kind of country is this? What kind of country are we in? The same things that happened yesterday we complain on are the same thing people are carrying on. And another group of people will come here again and they will do the same thing, and we just be in circle. That's Liberia for us. And if we do not stand firm as a people to keep talking, to keep letting these people know that we know what they are doing, a lot may happen. A lot may happen. Before the rain season, I've traveled along with Kelvin Deming. We used the way of Nimba County, Wrepue, Tapeta, Wrepue. We went to Plebo, and we saw the road condition. Between Wrepue and Tapeta, we are told they've started the asphalt pavement. That's one of the progress your regime has made over the last 1 year and continue to make, because the pavement has not reached where it's supposed to reach the first quarter. But Mr. President, that's a good news. And made this good news, there are some very terrible bad news. Whether we are talking about the yellow machines, whether we are talking about the NICO test scholarship, Mr. President, things are happening and nobody's seen. And there are a lot of missteps. as you address the nation on Monday and we start the second quarter of your regime or the second year of your regime, we hope you're going to be more robust, Mr. President. Your legacy should stand out. But if you're just not too strong on a lot of the things that are happening, it is your legacy. It is you, Mr. Joseph Boakai, whose name people will call. Today, when people call me and say, George, we are government. Former president, we are, you can hear say former minister of education government. Now they say former president, we are. Yesterday was former president Erdon Johnson Sirleaf. Tomorrow, if you are no longer there, people will say former president Boakai's government did this and did that. Issue with a 10-year position. There are people still in 10-year position acting at the LTA. There are other reports implicating people that we've yet to touch. Some of those people are still enjoying, whether it is the LTA, whether it happened at the central bank, whether it happened at several other places, those people are still enjoying. And we've heard that the government has asked some of them to resign. On what pretext? It means with this other report there wouldn't be any investigation. Is that what we are hearing? I don't really want to believe so. But the actions that I'm seeing and have been taken will clearly demonstrate and state that that's exactly there where we are heading. There exactly where we are headed. And it is wrong for a president, for a government that says they've come not just to rescue, but to fix the system. I've not said nothing good has happened since Mr. Boakai came to power, because I know a lot of you were calling, oh, you not told nothing good about the government, only the bad thing. I was here yesterday when I interviewed Mr. Mo Ali, and we played that on the news. Mr. Mo Ali is in southeastern Liberia. He's going to 3 cities. Wrepue, he's going to Plebo, he's going to Greenville. They will extend pipeline water there by the aid or the help of our foreign partners. They are doing feasibility studies. Very good news. But this good news will be overshadowed by the bad ones if care is not taken. See the work Amos Tue, the managing director of the LPRC, is doing. The storage tank that is under construction also. See the things he listed and some of the achievements they've made over the years. See the price of petroleum. Yes, we are commending you for these things. But if care is not taken, a lot of the bad news will overshadow the good things you're doing. And it would dent your character and tint the reputation you have and overshadow what's supposed to be a legacy of the Joseph Boakai presidency. When you give people ultimatum, Mr. President, and they've not acted accordingly, they should be dealt with. When people are given tasks to perform and they've not done what they're supposed to do, they should equally be dealt with. When there are all the reports, as a president who said you've come to fight corruption, we must decisively deal with these other reports. And the court have to be proactive too. Yes, the court has to be proactive. So it brings us to this very last one before we take few calls. Well, like you say some of what you're supposed to say, and I'm reading this from the page of Spoon, written by my very good friend Melvin Jackson. As I tried calling our judicial reporter and I couldn't get her, so we just read out what Jackson has written. He said, in a dramatic turn of event, the Supreme Court Justice Yami Kwekwe has ordered Criminal Court C Resident George A. Blamo Dixon to recuse himself from the high-stakes economic sabotage case involving former Finance Minister Samuel Tue and others. Justice Bessie upheld the alternative rate, emphasizing the need for transparency and justice. He stated, this court is of the opinion that the judge should recuse himself from the trial of the case in the interest of transparency and justice. In his ruling, Judge Bessie reiterated the court's long-standing principle. Quote, every litigant, including the state in criminal cases, is entitled to nothing less than the cold neutrality of an impartial judge. if the judge before whom a case is to be tried is prejudiced or otherwise disqualified, he may be challenged. And if the challenge is sustained, the case may be moved to another court or tried before another judge and court. During the hearing, defense lawyers argued that the petitioner had no legal grounds for the judge's recusal. They contended that the grounds for recusal in Liberia include demonstrable conflict of interest, proving blood relations, and other statutory or legal grounds established by the Supreme Court. Justice Besser further noted that the judge who loses the appearance of neutrality and fairness in the eyes of one of the parties based on statement and action on record must recuse himself to preserve the sanctity of the trial in the court. Addressing whether the trial judge erred in denying the petitioner's motion for recusal, Judge Bessie acknowledged the petitioner's argument that the judge's acknowledgement or the judge's action were biased and prejudicial. He highlighted a specific instance where the judge questioned the detention of co-defendant Samuel D. Tuer Jr. at the Monrovia Central Prison, suggesting it might not help the prosecution's case. On December 23, 2024, prosecution lawyers filed a second petition for a writ of certiorari against Judge Dixon for his alleged refusal to recuse himself. The state lawyers had previously filed a motion requesting Judge Dixon's recusal, citing bias in his ongoing proceedings since the case commencement. Thanks to Melvin Jackson for this. So the judicial system is what it is. The judge at Criminal Court C is being asked by the Supreme Court Justice in Chambers to recuse himself. So that means another judge will sit to hear the case. We see how it unfolds in the coming days. This is the economic sabotage case involving former finance minister Samuel Tuer and several other former officials of the Wrepue regime. Let's see how this case will go. We need to allow the judicial process to unfold so that we'll be able to uncover the truth. The fact that you are taking the court doesn't mean you are guilty. That is why we have to allow people to clear their name whenever they are accused. The fact, and I repeat, the fact that you are taking the court does not mean that you are guilty of the commission of a crime levied against you by the state or any other person. It is an opportunity to clear your name. So let the judicial process continue. Let these people have the time to sit before a competent court, a court of competent jurisdiction, to state exactly what they know and what they do not know. It's important. This case is another one, very landmark. A very big case involving the former top officials in which they accuse of stealing millions of US dollars and Liberian dollars. So we are watching, and let's keep watching attentively. Let's follow the case with keen attention. Let's follow the court proceeding with the utmost respect and attention it deserves. Let's give these lawyers and the legal system the chance to do the work. That's how democracies around the world grow. And the court itself the court too have to give us the reason to believe them. That when matters are before them, they are speedily adjudicated and disposed of. Like that, it will not raise too many eyebrows. But this is the conversation right here on OKFM 99.5. Let's go to the live and read out some of the comments. I know a lot of people have been writing. Let's see what we do have on here. Okay. This person says certain committee. That's Sidawan Jebo. He says certain committee investigations are scamming Liberia. Police took someone on our court system, turned them over to Guinea. Brother, it is not ringing bells in your ears. May I ask me a question? When you expect me to. Okay. Okay, we'll soon start taking your calls. Very, very soon. We will soon start taking some of your calls. We do that to give you an opportunity to speak on some of the things we've said. Let's talk to this person. Hello.
Trokon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Let's hear you, please.
Thank you, Trokon. My name is Tikper and I call you from Pinsfield to be precise, man, Barclay.
Yes.
I listen to you, Trokon. You know, the issue of certain lawmaker boycotting the SONA. I think men like representative like Musa Kerete, hailing the rules, I don't know, rules and order committee. I think it's wrong for people who speak concerning the rules of law, then they will be behaving such a way that it will also give out a signal that these guys, they are not really serious. Because if Musa Hassan Perede can sit down and say, the president, the rule of law, the president break down the rule of law, then he Musa Perede
He's gone. I didn't cut you off. I'm sorry. Hello.
Trokon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Let's hear you.
My name is C. Momo Masakwe and I'm joining from Cinco this afternoon.
Okay.
Let me say thank you for providing us with information as it relates to our country, Mama Liberia. While you were discussing the arson attack by the police, according to the police on the Capitol building, you just mentioned something of our fragile peace. Our country, Liberia, is enjoying a fragile peace at this time when our entire country democracy is being challenged with political rigmarole. I think it's about time that we think about our country. Like the involvement of Priscilla Cooper from District Number 5, I think it is because of her role as a committee chair on modernization. That's why she has been person of interest. And so, it was also going to be prudent that James Colette, who is the chairman of Rules, Order and Administration, also be invited because he's the chairman of Rules, Order and Administration. And prior to the incident of the December 18th fire, there was a mini fire around the office of Wrepue Nagbeku where the fire box is. So that means the Rules, Order and Administration should be given information as well. Thank you for the many opportunities.
Thank you so kindly, and I'm reading this from the page. We'll take calls again, but the country, also my country. I'm reading this from the page of my colleague Yanti Tokba. You know, there's been this rigmarole at the Liberia Broadcasting System, the state broadcaster, where the workers' union are opposing the leadership of Mr. Eugene Fagon. Plenty things are happening over there. So the management there seems to be, and Mr. Fagon went on to dismiss the workers' union president, who is also a reporter, Joseph Sion. Two members of the administration have distanced themselves from Fagon's action. And this first communication coming in is from, it says to Mr. Eugene L. Fagon, Director General from Alexandra, Amnon, Deputy Director General for Public Affairs. Subject: response to Joseph Sion's dismissal. Yeah, BS, things happening there. Plenty things. She says, I received your letter dated January 23, 2025, wherein you stated that the management of the Liberia Broadcasting System has terminated the services of Mr. Joseph O. Sion. I want to categorically state here that I was never a part of any meeting with any management team or team member to reach such a decision. Therefore, as a member of the senior management team, I hereby disassociate myself from this decision. That's the Deputy Director General for Public Affairs, Alexandra Amnon. Then we go to the next communication. It says, dated January 24, 2024, that's 2025, from James O. Nangbe, Deputy Director General. For what? Under position there. To Mr. Eugene Facon, Director General, subject as stated below. Said, dear Mr. Director General, I am writing to acknowledge receipt of the communication dated January 24, 2025 regarding your dismissal action against reporter Joseph O. Sion, who is also the president of the LBS Workers Union, and to express my informal distancing from such administrative decision announced on the 23rd January 2025 by you in your capacity as Director General. This decision regarding the dismissal of Mr. Sion, which you formally announced at a press conference, stating, among other things, that you were personally subjected to public ridicule by Mr. Sion, is a one you took without my direct involvement or consent, and I have significant professional reservations about the implication of such decision for the national broadcaster, LBS, and stakeholders. As a Deputy Director General, I have always strived to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and integrity. While I respect your authority as Director General, I must express my disagreement with this particular decision due to its volatile nature amid a stand-off and verbal exchange between you as Director General on one hand and Mr. Sion in his capacity as President of the LBS Workers Union on the other, especially when the latter has incessantly accused you of being autocratic and that you are proceeding unilaterally, a situation which portrays potential negative impact on operations of LBS. My role within the system is not only to support the Director General, but also to ensure that our administrative decisions align with your mission, values, and legal obligation. We move down. Another one is here. And this one is to Mr. Eugene Fagon, Director General, from Hassan Kiawu, Deputy Director General, Media Services, dated January 24, 2025. Subject, disassociating myself. I'm writing to disassociate myself from the sacking of the president of the LBS Workers Union, Joseph Sion, as the collective decision of the management of LBS. I was never part of that decision. DG Fagon, when we met in your office on Thursday, January 23, 2025, you stated in no uncertain terms that this matter involving Joseph Sion was entirely your issue and did not need our intervention and input. The reason you gave to dismiss him was that he maligned your character on various radio networks, so you will use all available means, including invoking the CSA Standing Order, Chapter 4, Section 4.22, and the handbook to dismiss him. If you needed our input, then you should have asked us for our input, as you did for the pending coverage of the Sonan and the Countess Postmate. A decision of such nature should have involved us and not just a unilateral one. So, you order the Deputy Director General for Administration, Thomas Gore, to write the letter of dismissal for your signature in 30 minutes. So how now can this dismissal be a management decision? The very last one, Mr. Eugene Fagon, Thomas Gore, Deputy Director General for Administration. Subject dismissal. The management of the Liberia Broadcasting System has terminated the services of Mr. Joseph Sion as reporter of LBS effective January 23, 2025. Please ensure that his name is removed from the payroll of LBS effective February 2025. So that all Falcon deputy say They don't know anything about the dismissal of the work of year president. They say he went and dismissed the president, then he woke up, he told them, say it is a management decision. So Miss Alexandra Amnon, Mr. Hassan Kewu, and what's the other name? Joseph Odnangbe, they said, no, Trokon, we don't know anything about it. You took the decision. And you cannot say it is a management decision. Mr. President, things are happening at LBS. Things are happening at the state broadcaster, and what's happening at the state broadcaster put us on the integrity of that institution and my slow productivity if urgent care is not taken. Hayaka. Hello?
How you doing?
I can't continue. I can't continue with you. What? It's too terrible. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Good afternoon.
Let's hear you.
Don't smoke on 12th Street.
Yeah, John Smoke, go ahead. Your line is very bad. Please change your location. Hello?
Hello, my brother.
Yeah, hello. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for putting my call anyway. I'm just from telling from somewhere in Canterbury.
Okay.
So I just want to speak to this government. You know, Trokon, I'm afraid for the kind of way I feel this government is proceeding. You know what brought problems to our country during the 1990s? War is dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction will continue to reign in this government. I want to urge Joseph Walker, my president, that I have to bring to power. Mr. President, I'm better. The way you proceeded last year, most especially when it comes to governance, please take another part that things will improve this year. Please. I'm not against you. I'm not against the government. I'm not against country. I'm speaking in terms of peace. The way you are proceeding, the way the government is proceeding, the police, the judicial system, everything we are just going a local here. You saw the capital building go point just a few times. And then we see we hear another fire again happening at the same capital building. We are seeing people being poor. Hello?
Go ahead and also take others.
We are coming to home. We are seeing people being poor for questioning. But the way we are seeing it, for me, the way I'm seeing it, is not pleasing, Mr. President. It's not pleasing, Mr. President.
Okay.
Please try to govern the Wrepue way, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Daniel.
Trokon Wrepue, let's hear you.
Okay, how are you doing? Okay, Peter Morris and I'm calling from Iron Factory, Ghana Bay.
Okay.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for the topic on the discussion. My concern had to do with the issue that had to do with the president's nation address, and then other lawmakers are saying that they will boycott the session or the petition. I think that is not the right position, right? Because the reason of putting somebody to power is to honor them. If we will not honor him, then we will leave it. And my concern had to also do with the president. In 1 year in office, and then going for a second year, I want the president to always be with us when it comes to the nation or the leaders who are in position. Because we can be, the family, a man is the worst. Just when the president, you came to power, you declare assets. That's why they want you to assets, and then later on you told the trust that. So other people that they refuse to do it, there are other people they receive, but the other guy refused to declare the asset. Other people refuse to go for the drug test. The drug that you say the public element you want to do drug is not citizen of your country. So I don't know. So the president needs to be very bus. No, brother. So what we say is the president with the president, you only have the 1 cent to go. If you move for power tomorrow, nobody will need you again to contest.
I was the you be the president.
What I say is, even if the president decides to do that, I don't think age will permit it.
right? But what we need is the president let him make a message, let him be a message that tomorrow when they see somebody named Bwaka, they will honor that name.
Okay.
Because what made you is your legacy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Let's hear you, please.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Joseph, my name is Godfrey Cook. I'm calling from the federal agriculture.
Okay.
Joseph, I've been to the family and listening at your analysis. I don't know what Nigerian people want us to do in this country as in regards to the rule of law. Every day we yarn around here for justice, equal rights for the rule of law, equal opportunity. This answer is stuck on the capital. But the police is investigating. Why can we give the police this change? Instead of just politicizing this key. Why? Nigerians, let all these things all of that. God burying our things back of 80. What do you have to do that thing? Alright? And I want to believe the police has a lot of experts, including the fire service. The killer was a report against buildings of burn on the building of Armstrong. Meaning, 750. Alright? If they do not keep on the blue sky. What can you get peace again? We launch at Georgia in the town here to be a great inspector of the rule of law. Now, do not forget, what can we get here? Right now, it will start talking about retrieving assets. So the people that are Wrepue. I'm so dead of what the chairman of the party. And everything that's coming out with a statement. Okay? Thank you for having a problem. I so dead of what
Thank you. That's all you can talk to renting. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Kumar Samuel. And I'm interested in Vera. I listened to your discussion, but I want to contribute to the one that has to do with the cabinet building. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Okay. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about the capital building and the rule of law. Look, let us stop pretending in this country. You cry that people are not implementing the law of the country. People will do things and go car-free. Now, we got a group of people now that are in power who say anything that happens right now, we will investigate and do fast to know the cost. Yeah, see other people like Account Gray, other people from the CDC going from place to place, say, oh, when you arrest one, you arrest all. When you make yourself, say, well, look, you are not a giant of this country. This country is the country of the rule and law. You cannot come here and stand like a giant when you arrest one. When you make yourself, government arrest the people. We got enough prison company here. That's what they bury now. Everybody want to be told maybe that doesn't want to see the country progressing. And right there. No, I can't agree. They say that you didn't go to school, the women learn to be on the if you finish your education, there are other things to do. Try to get yourself to the cabinet building. You can't stop continuing around here. Go let everything. Go let trade. Thank you.
Ain't get true. See you, man. Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm down on the line.
Yeah, go ahead.
You hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay, Jesus, thank you so much.
This is Trokon.
Good afternoon.
I'm looking at Joseph. Trokon, go ahead.
You said, anyway, sorry. So again, I want to say thank you so much. I'm Amos Pajon, and I call from the Busher Island community.
Okay.
I've been following up the show. With regard to the fire, either at the capital building, I think your analysis are okay. People should give chance to the police to do an investigation. I believe the police would not want to out-regulate, just,
put a blame on somebody and they did not do anything. I don't think the police is going to go in that direction. With regards to the LBS, if the DG is listening now to the broadcast, based on the disassociation of his senior management colleagues, I want to call the DG to immediately revoke the disposal, the disposal of the water union president. Call the senior management meeting with his colleague, reconcile, and reach out to the staff and see how well they can address their issues. When people are aggrieved, the only thing you can do is to sit with them, work around their grievances, and find a way forward. So, Mr. Fagon, there's nothing about that burst you can do about the situation. Other than that, if they go to the level of the bull, you will be going.
Okay.
You will have to go.
Okay. Thank you. We take this person.
Good afternoon, Trokon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ebenezer Williams, and I call from Gaza.
Okay.
That is true. We all want peace, and we all need a peaceful coexistence among us Liberians. But I think if we're talking on one side, we should also focus on the other side. And my thought is being on the side where you were discussing about the issue of listen to when you start to learn your thoughts and talking to people, CDC, or respecting the rule of law. Fine. While it is true, every one of us as Liberians should respect the rule of law, it is also good that the security apparatus should be fair enough to make sure that justice is being dispensed in a proper and perfect manner so that people can be satisfied.
That's what I said. They should do it for the politics.
Yeah, for politics. And if you look at the entire investigation, you will sense that there is a sense of politics in it, and the police director is taking it on the note of a politics. That's the reason why people feel very unsafe. They feel dissatisfied that justice will not be dispensed in a proper form and manner. Even though we all need peace, but I think every one of us should join our voices together that the right thing should be done. You cannot go do a nepotism investigation and want people to submit to it as though as you are wait hunting people and you expect them to submit themselves to it. So I agree with the CDC chairman when you say that when the resident CDC lawmaker they should resist it because the person himself.
We should not be encouraging resisting like that, man. Let's just encourage the police to do the right. When people start to resist them, my brother, you think you get down to talk on the radio?
I want you to listen to me again a little bit of time.
No, I can't you have gone a lot of time already. To be calling people to be resisting to here, you think that joke? Think happy to look on you, think you better say that, my brother.
Hello, Chef, how you doing?
I'm fine, let's hear you.
Thank you. This is Aris and I'm calling from Central Town.
Okay.
Let me commend you and let me commend the Anthony Taylor yesterday for you. Exterior on your desk yesterday. No. Everybody listen to most ability in this town here. Anything that can improve water leadership in this country is not part of it. We saw that recording here. We listened to that voice. So most ability is very irrelevant. He already describe himself. He the kind of person he are. So we don't even still have a most ability. No. Yesterday, after we released that we have a bench and we have our authority in this country, when I listened to Anthony Taylor on that private show, let somebody be listening to this thing and you must say you can't hear. If those people that take a uniform representing our state, whether anybody above the law or not, will got to know. Nobody above the government.
Alright.
Police will do the right thing, but we're not going to accuse anybody Check in the team or they want to accuse people.
Yeah, that's why we want. Let the police, if the police investigate, let them do the investigation for the political.
He was doing Wrepue for this country. He was doing Wrepue for Labour people.
Okay.
So we are not getting time for city people for Canada. So we get time for people because after violence to go to encourage the police to do the proper investigation to know what was caused of the fire.
Thank you. Good evening. Let's hear you.
Hello, Trokon.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. My name is Mama Sikaba. Firstly, I'd like to register my disappointment. A caller just called that dropped the line referring to an honorable man as irrelevant. You know, if we're talking about peace or people should guard their statements on the radio, respect for our leaders, it should not only apply to the president.
Yeah, man. Maybe I miss out on that one. I take responsibility. I wouldn't have allowed that person.
Thank you, but
I miss out on that.
In as much as you take responsibility, I just like to speak to our people, right? We can disagree because disagreement is allowed. It is understandable. Everyone cannot be part of the same belief, political belief, and so on. But the same way you expect people to respect your leader, respect other people's leader too.
Yes,
you cannot call and say Musa Benete is irrelevant. That is being disrespectful. Having said that, Trokon, thank you for the great analysis. But I listened to your callers, and I listened to one of them from the other side. He said people have been crying for rule of law, now rule of law come, and you're not wanted. Let me tell you, when people start to complain about the proceeding of the rule of law, you should understand that something is not right. It speaks to favoritism in the application of the law. If the government is applying the law rightfully, the citizens will embrace it, they will commend them. But if the government has proven to be one-sided, a government that does not respect the law, because when we talk about rule of law, it's not just for one group of people. It should not just be applied to one group of people, but instead to everyone that comes in conflict of the law. You are here, the people you claim are serious about the fight towards rule of law. They violated the turning position. I listened to your news yesterday. One of the senators from Nema County even stopped the process of the nomination of new central bank governor.
Senator Yantuan.
Exactly, Senator Yantuan. The central bank governor has been suspended. That suspension has not been lifted. The procedure to follow his dismissal has not been carried out. Then they have nominated someone to replace him. Is that the rule of law? People who were occupying certain position, the Supreme Court told the government to respect that decision. The government failed to respect the decision. They having friends and people from their county working in those positions. And you say rule of law, it starts from there. Okay. Someone was incarcerated at the central prison, and it is alleged that senior security personnel, when they took that person, turned that over to the Guinean government. The court charged the government to present that person. Up to now, the person has not been presented. If the law cannot be applied to a certain group of people, do you think it's fair for other people to accept the application of the law? Okay. I want to say thank you to the Rule of Law Caucus for boycotting the pending state of the ministry address. I think it's very important.
Thank you.
But the president does not deserve their presence at that place because he has violated every law governing that place. Okay. Another talk on the issue of ERBC, right? LBS, honestly, they say it's not going to be the same again. I think it's worse. The truth is, LBS is a professional place. Fagon is a politician. He is a propagandist. He cannot continue to be over there when the people cannot work with him, especially senior management. Look at the letter of stand by
let's conclude now so others are on the line. Thank you.
I was objecting to have been part of senior management. When you say senior management, it means you had a meeting with those presidential appointees. But you didn't have any meeting with the people. You take your decision unilaterally and you want them to support you. I must commend them for the bravery.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Hello. We take this one, then reach out to our guests to see whether they're already around here. Yeah, let's hear you.
Hello, Trokon.
Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so my Kennedy is my name. Thank you ever so much for your show. I call from Johnsonville.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for your analysis. As my attention is being drawn to the issue at ERBC or ERBS,
I think we all had to give chance or even listen to Fagon as well. Because there were 3 deputies for me. I consider there is a Kuhu, it's a player to gain against Fagon. So if you have a problem with your boss, will you come into the public, will you display letters in the public? Hello? Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, so the issue is that I think it's a plan, it's a calculated plan by those 3 deputies against Fagon. And for me, if I were the president, I'm going to dismiss those 3 deputies because the fact means that they want to undermine the legitimacy or the authority of Fagon. If you have any issue with your boss in the administration, you don't have to be in the public. You have to go and discuss it.
What if your boss came and lied on you in the public? I'm saying if, I say if I can lie, and lie on you in the public that you were part of a decision to dismiss the regular union president. Will you accept it?
So the fact remains that there is no fact that to show or to prove that Fagon lied on them.
Oh, but they said in the letter. They said in the letters, in the 3 communications written, that Mr. Fagon did not have any meeting with them concerning the dismissal. So the 3 people that were going to lie on Fagon.
So that's the side of the story. My friend, we administration will know some people who always want to honor man, they want to be the boss over that boss. And every time they don't want boss you have every institution. If you feel that happening around FDEA and what happened, and where I had to go. So for me, if I was the president, the 3 deputies by the time it's gone.
Okay.
It's gone.
Thank you. Hello?
Yes, Ambassador Wrepue.
Let's hear you.
Good afternoon. Yeah, this is Ishiaka Sheriff.
Yeah, go ahead, Chief.
Thanks for the program so much. I admire the analysis. But let me just touch a little bit on the capital building issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's craving for the scrupular implementation of the rule of law. And I think every woman in Liberia should crave for that. But when the police who is investigating the case, if you look at their action, their conduct in the entire process, you know, sometimes the result of the investigation itself will be questioned, because if you look at the police conduct, we watch on television, we watch on social media where police were beating other lawmakers from the other side.
Beat?
Yes, the police.
The police, even the lawmaker, the police beat.
The police beat Honorable Yega Kolba in the corridor when the budget hearing was carried to Honorable Thomas Fala's office, because the police stopped. The police stopped Honorable Debbie from Grand Jide, Honorable Yega Kolba from Monserrato County, and one other lawmaker who were in the corridor to go in the. Just that when
you say beat, it means Representative Yega Kolba was physically assaulted. Is that what you are saying?
Physically assaulted.
Are there videos to that effect? Do we have videos to that effect?
There are videos to that.
Okay, the number you called is on WhatsApp. You can just forward it to me when you're done.
Okay, I can forward it to you later. But this is the thing: how did the police arrive at such a conclusion of an arson? In fact, the police is talking even more than the fire service that should be investigating a fire incident.
No, but
I understand there is no fire expert in the country in terms of investigation of an fire arson. You know, so how did the police arrive at such a conclusion? And so that's the reason why we are calling for an impartial international expert investigation. Look, we cannot believe anything from the fire service and this police in terms of that investigation.
But when the international people come, they were still going to work with our police and our judicial system. Will you believe them when they work with the police and the fire service and there's an outcome?
Of course, if the international people come, right? If the international people come, like for example, the Kroll investigation report in the quote unquote $16 billion issue. when the opposition said they could not believe anything the government would say, what did the government do? The government wrote the U.S. Embassy and sought their assistance of an expert international investigation. And people came from Kroll and they did that investigation. And so, as far as this thing is concerned, where lawmakers are being targeted to be picked up and arrested, there must be an international investigation.
Okay.
Where the facts should be unearthed.
Thank you, Shepherd. Thank you so kindly. Let's talk to Charles Roberts. Charles, welcome.
Thank you, Trokon. My name is Charles Robert. I'm in Wrepue. Sometimes we follow the show. Our friends who were just in power recent time think that because we are working now, we're not supposed to respond to them when they try to mislead the public. So they have consistently said that because the president went to the Capitol building, he said, the Capitol building will not condone act of hooligans and cancelism. So the president jeopardized or prejudiced the investigation. But come on, in a country, you remember when 2 persons were found dead on Broad Street, and the president said the 2 persons he believed that the 2 persons were having effects. Did that jeopardize or prejudice that investigation? Did the police not still investigate and give up funding? So I just got telling us that because president, we have said at that time that the judge of the bank dead and they were having effects. That's why the town from Kabul also. So that was the funding of the police. I want to tell you all that the statement that President William made out that was the funding of the police. So you cannot present on something where there's no issue. There is somebody who is saying lawmaker was beating. But listen, no lawmaker was beating and challenge anything you say in the video later on. You will not say it on video for the next 2 years.
The mail was sent it. I said the mail was sent it.
2 years, and he said, please call me.
If I got share, we will send the video on the next send the video. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, but besides that, when they was saw lawmaker being beaten, but they did not see those group of lawmakers targeting one section of the Capitol building, which of the John Chamber, where the majority was being. That majority, they went there, they break door, they lock door, they spray them with pepper spray, and you go ahead, they remove chair in the need of modernization. Only those places were targeted, but the outside were not targeted. So one group of people were violent and killed another group of peaceful people. Who do you think the police will go for? And the police is to protect the weak against the strong. So when you become violent, the police not going to come to beat them who is not violent. The police will put you in honor. That's the point of the police.
Okay. Thank you, Charles. We understand our guests will be late for a few minutes, so we're still taking a few calls. Hello? Eugene Jabo, welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity, and let me just even to your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
I call you from Capital Bypass District No. 8. Thank you for your talking point and the analysis. But I'm constrained to call Trokon. We are listening to Charles Robert.
Mama, you said calling for you, Charles Robert, try calling me. You slip off the line.
Trokon. I'm constrained to call when and listen to Charles Robert. And let me just borrow from Karen Johnson. At the moment, Karen was saying we are in a cycle, we are in a vision cycle. When Charles said, when you try to make, when you try to make reference to President Weah's statement, it is because President Weah said, Jesse, Lama, and Abu Peter in a car, and blah, 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 blah. So it means that President Bouaga also had the right to say, those who burn the Capitol building. That alone, the statement from the president, that alone pushed the police to ensure that it was an electrical fault, but it was citizens all of people who burned the Capitol building. Besides that, Trokon, I know, let me just read on Charles Robert. The issue that has to do with LBS. You know when it's LBS Director General said LBS will never be the same. We agree with him. We agree with him on many occasions because LBS have been professional for the past 6 years, on the George Weah regime. Even though it started on Babylon Salif, yes. And when George Weah took over, those who were there, tried to add on to what they meant. But LBS would not be the same because everything would degenerate. And it's what we are seeing today. To have 3 deputies disagreeing with the Director General have been following governance. There's no first time to see 3 deputies disagreeing with the more respect, see more dignity. They are slaves to you. We all serve in this country.
Okay.
Stop what you doing.
All right. Thank you. We'll take 2 more persons. We'll take a break. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, let me say, my name is Momosa. I'm calling on Siama. Exactly how you come over.
Okay.
Yeah, for some, we always follow OTSM. Me, I go living alone. But each time, that would know. I go whatever my own because in Liberia, the best we know, and it's consistent. It's not the 17th. It's very hard. So I just said, first to send my music cover as well. That's consistent.
My man, all the thing I told that my music consistency, you can't tell.
No, I thought I'm politician.
But it's not part of my discussion. You want to come in, my music, you can go over where you live and go there, you my music, thank you.
I want to let you see.
My man, start using my show for that, begging me. Hello? My man, see somebody say they want to see you, I can't. Let's hear you.
Thank you. Let me say good afternoon to the manager of private broadcast. My name is Wrepue William Governor, and I joined this conversation from this today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Trokon. I appreciate the prayer analysis. You know, when it comes to the fire incident at the capital, I always hear people saying that, oh, the president went there the first day and in fact he honored the entire investigation because he said those who perpetrated acts on attack and the law should deal with them. So it means that he must be born the error, so the error will never born by electrical fault. So why is it that only the other side of the political divide, opposite Lone Star, after thinking that the building got fired by electrical fault? And notice that if you're saying that the president's statement on the investigation, why do people now find loyalty to go and defend a less perpetrator, right? So I think you just leave them. You don't send any lawyer to go and represent them because you already believe that the case will not be fair. So no you wasting your money and behind any lawyer to go and represent the guys there to defend them to other make them be benefited from the case. So don't spend your money, don't spend money. You just leave it, let it go and incarcerate them and let them go and face the penalty. So I don't think that. So I think the issue about LBS, we will have to look at it thoroughly and look at it to an administrative point. Yes, using Trokon, maybe or him or you have a star, right, of error. But then look at the propaganda app because LBS now is being used for the country. Everybody use the place because divisions, one of the reduced divisions are allowed to go to LBS. But before, where some of us who are regular caught one of the past 6 years, when you just got to ERPC, before you say, before you enter, even in the judicial statement, the court you up because the new side already that you're going to disagree. But okay. LBS is for everybody. So I think because of that, people want to fight the management and know Trokon. I think that let the deputy know that Trokon is the head there.
Thank you. Let the deputy know that Trokon is the head of that institution. We are still waiting the arrival of Malaya Sharif. Malaya says it's going to be about 20 minutes late. 20 minutes has gone. But we'll take a break. We'll be right back. If it doesn't come, something else will come up.
From the north to the south, to the east and to the west, Liberia, it's time to come together and support your county to victory. Yes, it's the National County Sports Meet after intense qualifiers. Now it's time to support your county in a grand quarterfinals. All quarterfinal games will be played at the SKD Sports Complex in Pinson City on Saturday, January 25th. Game 1 at 2 p.m. Babolo County will do everything possible to upset Maryland County. Game 2 at 4 p.m. Bone County will want to put Lofa County in a situation they can handle. And on Sunday, January 26th, Game 1 at 2 p.m. will win the Grand Jita as their clash with Grand Kepma County. It's the clash of the Grands. Game 2 at 4 p.m. Magibi will go all out to Onsado Nima County. Is that gonna be the case? All road leads to SKD in Pinson City on Saturday and Sunday. Around the field, 5 USD. Stadium wing, 10 USD. And VIP is 25 USD. Get your tickets now at My Lab Store on Trokon Boulevard, adjacent YWCA, My Sportwear, 72nd opposite Masako, OKFM on Lynch Street, Jolomel Clothing on Lynch and Kerry Street, all Petrol Trade Gas Station, and all Corners Gas Station. Celebrate Mama Liberia, the National County Sports Meet where unity strive. Wrepue County, I'll see you there.
Liberia, the sun is shining, and so are your opportunities to enjoy 24 hours current with Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution. Why let the power of the sun go to waste when you can make use of it to generate current for your home, business, or community? With our state-of-the-art solar panels, you will enjoy 24 hours uninterrupted power, reliable energy, a greener, cleaner Liberia. Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution offers top quality, durable, and affordable solar panels designed for Liberia's sunny climate. So why wait? Call us today on 0772 262584 or visit our showroom, Claratown or Umako Building, adjacent the RB Bank. Funny Brothers Corporation Solar Solution. Let's power your future with the sun together.
Internet service, fast, reliable service for your home and your office. Unlimited service with the best coverage. You got to choose your life, your life, your life. Choose your life, your life, your life.
Your favorite RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas is new and improved with top-notch first-class services guaranteed to make you feel pampered and special as our royal guests. Ideally located on the RI Highway, a few minutes drive from the Rehab Junction, right in front of the Atlantic Ocean, you are assured of a peaceful, serene atmosphere of a home away from home. The ingredients for our Liberian meals are freshly picked from our garden to give you that unforgettable taste of Liberian cuisine. Our villas are designed and equipped to ensure every night spent with us is a memorable one. We are well positioned to host conferences and seminars of all sizes, as well as outdoor events like garden weddings and parties. Book your upcoming events and leave the rest for us to handle with 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can reach us on 0770-533-415 or email us at reservations@kendejaresort.com.lr. Visit our website on www.rljkendejaresort.com.lr. RLJ Kendeja Resort and Villas, for memories worth repeating.
From the north to the south, to the east and to the west, Liberia, it's time to come together and support your county to victory. Yes, it's the National County Sports Meet after intense qualifiers. Now it's time to support your county in a grand quarterfinals. All quarterfinal games will be played at the SKD Sports Complex in Pinson City on Saturday, January 25th. Game 1 at 2 p.m. Wrepue County will do everything possible to upset Maryland County. Game 2 at 4 p.m. Home County will want to put Lofa County in a situation they can handle. And on Sunday, January 26th, Game 1 at 2 p.m. will win the Grand Cheetah and their clash with Grand Kepma County. It's the clash of the Grands. Game 2 at 4 p.m. McGibby will go all out to onside of Nima County. Is that gonna be the case? All road leads to SKD in Pinson City on Saturday and Sunday. Around the field, 5 USD. Stadium wing, 10 USD. And VIP is 25 USD. Get your tickets now at My Lab Store on Trokon Boulevard adjacent YWCA. My Sportwear, 72nd opposite Masako. OKFM on Lynch Street. Jolomel Clothing on Lynch and Carey Street. All Petrol Trade Gas Station and all Connects Gas Station. Celebrate Mama Liberia, the National County Sports Meet where unity strive. Wrepue County, I'll see you there.
Banking Institute of Liberia, the training arm of the Liberia's Bankers Association and the Central Bank of Liberia, announces the commencement of its professional training program in the following categories. Professional development training. This targets graduate and seniors and degree holders. Courses we offered include microfinance, banking and finance, public accounting and finance, audit and internal controls, procurement and supply chain management, monitoring and evaluation, compliance and corporate risk management, work planning and report writing, office administration and organization management, customer service and human resource management, project planning and management, and computerized accounting, which includes QuickBooks, Excels, and Tally. Duration for this program is 3 months. Tuition is just US $275. The second program covers business development training. The Banking Institute of Liberia also offers training for high school graduates and college students in small business development and management and microfinance management. Duration for this program is just 2 months. Tuition stands at $205. All of our fees are payable in 3 installments. Training program at the Banking Institute of Liberia are facilitated by bank executives and financial experts. BRL is committed to providing professional training to all of its clients at international standards. For more information, visit the Institute's office on Warren and Carey Street's intersection in the old microfinance building of the Central Bank of Liberia. Banking Institute of Liberia, the Center of Excellence in Banking and Financial Management Training. Thank you so kindly for your patience when we took that commercial break, and welcome back. Unfortunately, our guests says they will be unable to come. It should have been Matthias. That's Matthias, Malaya, Sharif, and Ebele Gumba. But unfortunately, they've told us they're unable to come. But that is it. Sometimes it happens. You've made a plan, and you're expecting the guests to come, and all of a sudden they will call you back, especially on the day of the show, the time. Oh, I'm able to come and stuck up in meeting, or I'm in traffic, or I forgot. But they said they're still in meeting and will not be able to make it entirely. So that is it. But we master this game and know what to do in the next 29 minutes. So last Friday we attempted reading out the framework of the AARD, Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development. So Julius has done well this week. He has been able to bring in people from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, and I know yesterday evening, was it yesterday evening or the previous day, former assistant finance minister was here, and there's been some conversation on the development agenda. So when you get to the development agenda, you come to the pillars. Section 6.1, Pillar 1 talks about economic transformation. So we will take a look at economic transformation. Follow along with us, and you will say definitely what your impression is. So the strategic goal for this pillar is to build a competitive, diversified, inclusive, and resilient economy that is private sector driven for sustainable economic growth. That's the strategic goal for pillar 1, which is economic transformation. The economic transformation pillar focuses on providing appropriate policy incentives for a conducive investment environment that supports local production, industrialization, employment, and wealth creation, innovations, export growth, and import rationalization. So we come down on that where we talk about economic stability and growth. Strategic policy 1, economic stability and growth. The strategic objective is to create a resilient economy or that fosters sustainable development and improves living standards for all citizens. This includes promoting diversified economic activities, attracting both foreign and domestic investment, and enhancing local entrepreneurship. The AAID aims to implement sound fiscal policies and improve infrastructure to support trade and industry. Additionally, it seeks to strengthen agriculture, productivity, and natural resource management by ensuring macroeconomic stability and inclusive growth. And the AAID requires to reduce poverty, job creation, and enhance overall economic resilience, contributing to a prosperous future for Liberia. Significant outcomes shall be derived from a stabilized and growing economy. General context: Liberia's economy faces challenges from normal mismanagement or internal mismanagement, external shocks limiting sustainable growth, high inflation, severe investment saving gaps, and a weak trade balance hindered private sector development. Excessive deficit financing and reliance on commodity export creative vulnerabilities impacting private investments. Since 2017, inflation remained in double digits, implicating or complicating macroeconomic management through recent declines. Though recent decline remained in double digits. So when you pass by the context and you come a little bit down, you see macro stability. So this is where the key targets are. Macroeconomic policy encompassing real fiscal and monetary and external sector policies are crucial in shaping the broader economic landscape, fostering productivity, investment, and structural changes in the economy. They help guard the transition from reliance on a few sectors, example, natural resources or agriculture, to a more diverse, competitive, and resilient economy capable of generating long-term prosperity. Key targets by 2029. This is what the government said they would do. Develop procedures and process to regularly improve macroeconomic data collection and update forecasts. Develop the Liberian economic geographic database and reports. De-dollarize the Liberian economy and financial transaction. Ensure that average inflation is reduced from 10% to 5%. So the government says by 2029 they will reach that target. Inflation reduced from 10% to 5%. Increase gross international reserves from 23 to 4 months of import. Key intervention. Between 2029, the government said it will strengthen macroeconomic framework, develop Liberia Economic Geography Database and report achievement of a single Liberian dollar currency in line with ECOWAS objective. Achievement of a single Liberian dollar currency in line with ECOWAS objective, and that objective is a part of the ECOWAS vision. So transition to an inflation targeting framework and reducing inflation. Increasing gross international reserves. So in public financial management, what did the government say it would do? Key targets by 2029: develop PPPB policy and legal framework. So a lot of interventions on it there. It's on page 77. It's a 305-page document. So when you come down, you see the program Island, you see financial inclusion. It create a more equitable financial landscape and enhance the economic well-being of individuals and communities. That's the objective of financial inclusion. Let's read down. It says financial inclusion encompasses a wide range of activities aimed at providing individuals and businesses with access to useful and affordable financial products and services. This is vital to allow for active participation of individuals and communities in the development process. Key target by 2029, what the government says it would do: increase the number of the adult population having bank accounts and access to basic financial services to 70%. Increase commercial bank branches and network by 100,000 adults to 12. Increase coverage of the population using mobile money to 75 to 80%. Increase lending to housing by 20%. Increase the number of ATMs to 6 to 8 per 100,000 adults. Increase the insurance of partial credit guarantees to housing, agribusiness, and mining by 20%. Key interventions: increasing the number of the adult population having bank account and access to basic financial services, increasing commercial banks branches and network by 100% as 100,000 adult, increasing the number of mobile money users, and the list goes on. So when you come to strategic policy 2, it talks about labor and employment. The objective is to contribute to creation of an inclusive labor market which is capable of driving economic growth by increasing access to decent and productive employment opportunity, fostering skills development, enhancing labor market governance, and promoting entrepreneurship, especially for women, youth, and vulnerable groups. These elements collectively contribute to improving the quality of life for all people in Liberia. Significant outcomes shall be delivered from a vibrant and growing labor market. Wow, so that's what the government says it will achieve. Youth unemployment stands at 1.6%. So employment in services is 47%, informal jobs 70%, unemployment 5.0%, employment in industry 11%, employment in agriculture 43%, and as it would do over the next 4 years or 5 years, promote sustainable economic growth, which can create inclusive employment. It aims to enhance job quality, ensure fair wages, and improve working conditions. This initiative seeks to empower citizens, reduce poverty, and foster social stability, ultimately contributing to a resilient economy and community employment. What I've not seen is, as to where the government says they will target a certain number of job in the next year. Like we saw the other development, where people talk about a certain number of jobs being created. I'm yet to see this one. I've been reading through this for a couple of days now since they did so. What are the key targets? Improve job creation environment and improve workforce planning, intervention, implementation of the Decent Work Act, formulation of human capacity development strategy. So the third one would be commerce and industry. And then after commerce and industry, you got economic diversification and value addition. So enhance the growth of diverse sectors such as agriculture, low emissions, manufacturing, and technology to promote local value added for the domestic and international markets using the economic zones model, thereby driving sustainable growth and generating productive jobs and wealth. Economic diversification and value addition reduce resilience on a single sector, enhance local value chains, create jobs, attract investment, promote sustainable development, and empower communities for inclusive economic growth and resilience. Accomplishing this objective ensures the full utilization of the nation's resources and empowerment or improvement in the living standards of its citizens. So key targets before 2029, the government says it will establish 4 incubators, increase business development services by entrepreneurs by 30%, increase exports by 20%, increase capacity building initiative in the manufacturing and market assets by 30%, establish and operationalize 2 logistics center with a focus on agribusiness, establish and operationalize at least 2 additional socio-economic zones with focus on agriculture and manufacturing, increase by 50% the formalization of commerce and industry activities, increase FDI by 50%, especially in agribusiness, tourism, and the mining sectors. What are the key interventions the government says it will make between now and 2029? Establishment of incubators focus on emerging industries to build a startup society and encourage youth participation in the value chain sectors. Improve the inclusive business development services for entrepreneurs focusing on youth and women. Implementation of trade agreement and partnership with regional, continental, and global markets to secure market access for Liberian value-added products. Provision of training for local procedures on international quality standards, packaging, green production techniques, and certificate to help them meet export requirements. The government says it will also support investment in shared processing facilities and infrastructure such as logistics centers with cold storage and packaging units. Support the operationalization of industrial parks and special economic zones by providing basic infrastructure and needed services by low emission industrialization. Formalization of commerce and industrial activities, attraction of the FDI for policy sectors, especially for agribusiness, tourism, and mining, supporting fishing, investment in the priority area through the diaspora, especially in agribusiness, mining, and tourism. Those are the things the government says it will do under economic diversification and value chain. So when you come down to program 7 on the economic transformation, it talks about business enabling environment. The government says it will implement a business regulatory reform, strengthen the institutional capacity with training of at least 50 officials, decrease the time to establish a company to 24 hours, implement the national intellectual property ecosystem, increase inclusive microfinance support to Liberian-owned businesses by 30%. That's good. Rationalize and develop investment and reinvestment incentives. Strategy policy number 4, agriculture and fishery. This is important. What will the government do? Leverage the sector to drive growth through private sector resilience and determination, enhance livelihoods, and promote sustainable development, prioritizing food security, employment creation, and value addition. Agriculture can play a pivotal role in transforming economics and providing the well-being of populations. Significant outcomes should be derived from a vibrant agriculture and fisheries sector. Let's look at key intervention. Food and cash crop production. The government says it will increase local seed production by 30% between now and 2029. Decrease imports of food crops by 30%, in which Liberia has comparative advantage. Decrease import of agriculture processed product by 30%, in which Liberia has comparative advantage. Formalize and capacitate additional 100 farmers, cooperatives, and climate resilient and ecological practices in agriculture, energy, and alternative livelihood. What are the key interventions? The government said it will support the increase of food crop production. It will support the increase of cash crop production, supporting inclusive agriculture, food, and non-food value chains, promoting the chain smart agriculture and irrigation, strengthening of research and development in agriculture, implementation of homegrown feeding projects, formalization of farmers cooperatives, enhancing agriculture extension and capacity and service delivery, supporting the creation of mechanization hub in production clusters for both production and post-harvest handling. Program number 9, livestock and poultry development. Key targets. The government said between now and 2029, it will increase national veterinary services delivered by 30%, increase local production of animal feed by 30%, produce 450,000 tons of poultry meat, produce 40 million cartons of eggs. So one of the issues as we visited the counties on our trip with the Ministry of Agriculture was the challenge with animal feed. You know, a lot of people are growing pigs, chicken, and some other cattle. One of what we found out the complaint about was the animal feed. I think that animal feed takes away a lot of money because they will have to go and buy from Africa Coast. They will have to go and buy from nearby countries. Some are even importing corns that the chicken eat from Nigeria. So know how expensive it is to bring animal feed. So the government says it will increase animal feed by 30%. How would it do that? What are the key interventions supporting the increase of livestock production? So the more animals we grow, the more meat we will have, because we're not grow the animal and sell them to outsiders. We can't grow the chicken in Liberia and then we don't have eggs, or we don't have some of the chicken to eat. So we have them. The government said they will be able to make interventions supporting the increase of poultry meat production, poultry, chicken, supporting the increase of egg production. So they said they will give 40 million cartons of egg between now and 2029. They will increase it to 40 million. Supporting animal feed production, strengthening the national veterinary service delivery system. Let's come to fish production. Fish. Key targets by 2029: decrease import of fish by 30%. Implement blue economy initiatives. Formalize additional 50 cooperatives of fishing operators. Produce 500 tons of salt per year. Say they will do that. The government says it will do that. So the person who keeps calling me can just send me a text message instead of calling. I'm getting distracted. So what are the key interventions supporting the increase of sustainable fish captures, supporting the development of agriculture, supporting the development of the blue economy, supporting salt production, supporting the establishment of commercial fish processing, and reducing threats from illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing. So the government says it will do that. Strategy number 5, mineral resource management. What will we do here? It's a whole big sector, and we will end right here. Take a few calls if you want to say something about what the government says it will do on the economic transformation policy. Is talk about agriculture, and we're about to talk about the mining sector when it's almost 7 minutes after 6 o'clock. Supposed to be the news. Unfortunately, our guest will call us later to say they wouldn't come. They're having a meeting and they were held or stuck up in meeting. Sometimes it happen. Yeah. Many times we are here and then you're expecting your guest to come. All of a sudden the person call you, oh, I'm not able to come again. And because we are in meeting and so on and so forth. But that is it. That is it. Yeah. It's not been an easy day. So we take at least 1 or 2 calls. Hear from you what you have to say about what your government has said. But it's good to have the development agenda. When you have it, you read it, and then you will be able. You will be able to hold your government accountable and say in 2025 when you launch the development plan, you said you were going to do XYZ. We are yet to see what you promised to do. So we are going to hold you accountable to do what you said you were going to do. But if you do not read the development plan and you know absolutely nothing about it, it places you in a very tight position to argue or to even speak because you do not know absolutely what is written in that development plan. With that, we'll be calling it a day. Yeah, it's been a very good day. It's been a very good show. We were able to talk to Dr. Emmanuel Yuri Yakpaolo. Unfortunately, our guests are supposed to be here with us did not come. So, that is it. God willing, Monday, Julius is going to be here, but it's going to be Sona Day. So, there might not be too much talking. It's going to be Sona Day, and we will be strategizing on how to deal with the Sona issue and do some post-analysis depending on when the president's address to the nation will end. Until then, you can have yourself a wonderful rest of the time. At 6 o'clock will be the news. 6 o'clock. So let's get this down very quickly. Okay.